Now students, let's continue with contribution of industry to national economy. What does it mean? It means that what percentage of money is given by industry to the Indian economy. So if we see the Indian economy, there is share of agriculture, there is share of other allied sector, service sector, and then we have share of industry. Now industry includes many things. Industry also includes the primary industries like mining, quarrying, and all those things. So together the industry share in Indian GDP, that is gross domestic product, is about 27%. But out of this 27%, only 17% of the GDP is contributed by the manufacturing sector. This manufacturing sector contribution is very lower and much lower than some of the East Asian giants. If you look at Japan, if you look at South Korea, if you look at other countries, Thailand, Singapore, and all these countries, you will find that they have much more share in their GDP from the manufacturing sector. But Indian manufacturing sector is far behind. If you see their manufacturing sector's contribution, it will be 30%, 35%, whereas India's contribution to its GDP from the manufacturing sector is only 17%. That is half of the developed countries of the Eastern Asia. And if you look at the European countries and America, you will find their contribution is much larger. The Indian government has a desired growth rate, and the growth rate that is desired by Indian government or Indian government especially is 12%. But we have never been able to achieve this 12%. We have been always able to achieve something between 7 to 9% at maximum, at the maximum. And this time when the pandemic is going on, this due to this COVID, our manufacturing sector will show a minus growth, maybe minus 1%. That means we are making huge loss due to this pandemic. Now the government of India wants to revive this growth. Indian government wants that this growth should be to the tune of 10 to 12%, and for that some steps have been taken. And one of the steps is establishment of the National Manufacturing Competitive Council, or NMCC, National Manufacturing Competitive Council. And this council has been set up to achieve the objective of attaining 12%. So this council has been given the responsibility to increase find ways to increase productivity and efficiency, and different type in innovative products, bring out innovative products. So all these things are the objectives of this manufacturing competitiveness council, and for that this has been set up. Now we will come to industry. Now when I talk of industry, first thing is the definition of industry. Now we will be discussing about the different types of industry, and on basis of capital, raw material, weight, ownership, raw material, types of raw material, and the role they play. We will be discussing them one by one. So on basis of capital means on basis of the money that is invested in an industry. So industry can be large scale, industry can be small scale on basis of capital, that is money. Large scale means where a lot of money has been involved, and small scale means where the amount of money involved in setting up of industry is less. Then we can categorize the industry on basis of raw material, that is on basis of weight of the raw material. Some industries uses very raw materials which are heavy, and some industries uses raw materials which are very light in weight, like iron and steel industry. Iron and steel industry, or a thermal coal energy producing company, thermal power plant, uses coal. Now coal and iron ore, these are heavy metals, heavy minerals. So industries which uses minerals which are heavy in weight, they are called heavy industries, and industries which use light materials for their manufacturing process is called light industry. Then on basis of ownership, if I discuss it on basis of ownership, it is private, that is owned by a individual; public, which is owned by the government; joint, which is owned by the government as well as private; and cooperative, where the owners are the suppliers, and everybody involved in an industry is called a cooperative industry. And then finally, then we come to raw material, that is type of raw material. Some industries used agricultural raw material, some industry use mineral as raw material. So they are divided as agro-based industry and mineral-based industry. So an iron ore industry is a mineral industry, whereas a flour mill is a agro-based industry, or a bakery is an agro-based industry. And then role. Some industries play the role of cottage industry, that means handloom and all, and some are consumer based industry. Consumer based industry means where the goods are produced directly for the consumer, like soap and detergent, chocolate, biscuit factory. These are all consumer industries where the goods are produced directly for the consumers. Now we will be discussing these points one by one.